The Rock drops her on April 2023. Someone told me in a DM or a comment, I think, that the first like negative story about The Rock happens in April 2023, which gives the impression that potentially all the accusations about her leaking stuff was actually true. I wonder if this is a Snopes one, so I don't know. I was asking the person what article were they talking about? Let's look at this one. Maybe it's this one. I haven't read this, so I have no idea. Explainer: Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the 3 billion kidnapping lawsuit. Okay, interesting. In April 2023, claims began to spread online that actor and former wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had been named as a defendant in a $3 billion kidnapping lawsuit. The most prominent post we found about the claims on social media appeared on TikTok on April 24, 2023. It went viral on the platform, with the video receiving over 675,000 views at the time of publication. We also found posts about the lawsuit that mentioned Johnson on Reddit and Twitter. In addition, a post on a Facebook fan page for Johnson was posted the day before the viral TikTok video. The Facebook post had over 3,900 reactions at the time of this writing. It is true that Johnson was named in the lawsuit. We reached out to his manager for comment and will update this fact check if we hear back. Using the public access to court electronic records PACER service, we found the lawsuit was filed first in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, on October 8, 2022. The court presides over federal cases in the counties of New York, Bronx, Westchester, Rockland, Putnam, Orange, Dutchess, and Sullivan. We have included the full court document at the bottom of this fact check. At the time of this writing, the date of last filing in the case docket was March 1, 2023, when the order that granted informa pauperis status was mailed to the plaintiff's address. A docket is a document that lists all paper filed and actions taken in a legal case. The Latin phrase stands for "in the form of a pauper," and is generally granted when the applicants show that they do not have the resources to pay the filing fee, according to the district court's websites. The preceding calendars for the court during the week of May 1, 2023 did not include the case. When we reached out to the court for comment about any further legal actions, the help desk referred us to the case's docket. In the document, the plaintiff asked for relief in the amount of $3 billion. Johnson was one of 100 of defendants listed in the lawsuit. In total, the list of defendants spanned 23 pages, including celebrities such as Eminem, Naomi Campbell, and Michael Jordan, as well as companies like Verizon, Bank of America, and Universal Studios, and law enforcement agencies like the FBI, Donna Ana County, New Mexico Sheriff, and Las Cruces Police Department in Las Cruces, New York. The plaintiffs in the court case were listed as a former professional wrestler and her 2 minor children. The woman previously wrestled for Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, a professional wrestling promotion company known as Impact Wrestling at the time of publication. The court document stated that the plaintiffs were representing themselves pro se, meaning that they were legally representing themselves. We reached out to an Instagram account that appeared to belong to the woman for further comment. In a timeline included in the court document, the woman claimed that her ex-husband stalked her and her 2 children across state lines when he was on active probation for family violence against her. The timeline stated that her ex-husband had the assistant of law enforcement in stalking her, ultimately abducting her and her 2 children from a New York domestic violence shelter. The timeline also stated that her children had remained kidnapped since 2019. Johnson was not named in timeline. A statement of facts at the beginning of the lawsuit didn't directly name Johnson. but did claim that the defendants named in the lawsuit collectively conspired to kidnap her and her children. According to Cornell Law School's Legal Information Institute, conspiracy is an agreement between two or more people to commit an illegal act, along with an intent to achieve the agreement's goal. In order to prove conspiracy in most U.S. jurisdictions, an overt act or an action that showed someone has committed a crime is also required. The TikTok reference above also included footage that claimed that Johnson had appeared on Saturday Night Live as himself, saying he had created a child robot. The TikTok also claimed Johnson had said that he children in an interview. Another TikTok also linked to the SNL sketch and the lawsuit. It is true that Johnson appeared in a Saturday Night Live sketch titled World's Most Evil Invention that aired on May 20, 2017. In the sketch, he played a mad scientist named Roy who created a child robot. The other claim that Johnson said children came from an interview Johnson did to promote his movie Skyscraper with the movie's director Rawson Marshall Thurber, Indonesian entertainer Deddy Corbuzier, and his son in 2018. The Jakarta News reported that Corbuzier asked about what Johnson's secret was after noting his body looked very large. We translated the article, which was originally in Indonesian, using Google Translate. Disney blog Inside the Magic also wrote the lawsuit, publishing a post titled Dwayne Johnson Acts from Disney Franchise Amid $3 billion Lawsuit, linking the lawsuit to the claim that Johnson would not be joining the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. However, there is no evidence that Johnson had ever joined the franchise in the first place, or that the lawsuit had anything to do with his potential participation or lack thereof. Reputable publications would have reported that news if it had happened, as they did in April 2023 when he announced he would be heavily involved in the Moana live-action remake as a producer, as well as reprising his role as Maui from the original film. Also, Inside the Magic's own blog post noted that neither Johnson nor Disney confirmed he was involved in the reboot of the franchise. You can read the full court filings here. Yo, I'm saying what? I can see why it might have been Stephanie Jones that did this. Put that out. Because look at how wild this story is, y'all. He leaves Jonesworks April 2023. This goes viral on TikTok on April 24, 2023. And then on Reddit and Twitter and a post on Facebook. This sounds very much like the things that they accused like Wayfarer of. But I think it came from Jonesworks here. That's really interesting because here's the thing. This was a lawsuit that was filed on October 8, 2022. Why only after The Rock leaves Jonesworks does this get splattered all over social media? Color me intrigued that I actually want to read why in the world this went viral. I just think it's really interesting. Why would that suddenly come out at that time? I don't know. This section is what's making me go, huh? Isn't this exactly what Stephanie Jones claims and Blake Lively claims that Wayfarer did? But it looks like it's something that was done to The Rock after he left Jonesworks. If the lawsuit happened on October 2022, why all of a sudden is The Rock the only person being written about in April 2023? I think she did some stuff. Allegedly, but the timing is wild. This is what she alleges Melissa Nathan did. She's like, Melissa creates crisis so she could have a job. But I think that every accusation is a confession. I feel like that is true about Stephanie Jones. Allegedly. what Wayfarer was accused of. How is the tactics that Jonesworks was like, I was not aware of anything that, how come so much of what happened to The Rock sounds a whole lot like what she accused Wayfarer of? Ah, I wish this wasn't so interesting to me because I'm so interested right now because it's wild. What is this? It's 48 pages. I'm looking at it and all of these people she was trying to sue. Okay, no wonder people didn't take it seriously. SeaWorld, Delta Airlines. Okay, hold on. What? Okay. She wanted to sue the FBI, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Donna Ana County, New Mexico Sheriff, Las Cruces Police Department, Sigma Phi Epsilon, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Omega Phi Fraternity Inc., Iota Phi. I mean, like she's like everything. Wanted to sue Eminem, Sheldon Jackler, Ping Pang Jackler, Stockbridge Holdings. There's too many. The Bella twins, Nikki and Stephanie Bella. Like what else? NWA, Home Depot, City of Linwood Police Department. Bank of America, Gap, Doubletree, Southern Illinois University, University Studios, SeaWorld, Delta Airlines, Paula White, Lifetime, Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell, Buick, Lincoln, Enterprise, Hertz, Rental Car Company, Doe's 1 to 50. This is really interesting. See, Dwayne Johnson was like all the way to the bottom. The fact that there was a whole hit job done on Dwayne Johnson based off of this erratic lawsuit on April 2023, right when he leaves Jonesworks, don't tell me that's not suspicious. That's not, you don't think that's suspicious? Now I'm really side-eyeing Stephanie Jones. Like, even more than I was before. Now I'm really side-eyeing her. Because, oh, I just realized I'm not showing y'all the ridiculous list. I've just been reading it. But this is like how it looks. Like it has all these people. Harley Davidson, Yale, Harvard, Ford, Microsoft, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile. How come no Mint Mobile? Just kidding. I guess Mint Mobile was bought by T-Mobile by... Anyways. A Victoria's Secret? TJ Maxx? Visa? Staples? Kinko? CVS? Walgreens? Okay, this person got... Come on. This person's playing too much. The person says the United States. The United States of America. The United States of America. What? What's it happen? You're gonna sue the whole country? Oh my word. This person's so funny. What in the what? Oh my word. The girl, why do you have to sue the state of Illinois and Connecticut if you're gonna sue the whole United States of America? Karina said, wait, who wants to sue all these companies? So after The Rock left Jonesworks, then this wild story came out about him being sued in a $3 billion lawsuit that was a kidnapping lawsuit. And the wild thing is this person wanted to sue everyone and their dog. And yet, the only name that came out with this kind of hit job piece was The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And so I'm like, a lot of the tactics that Jonesworks claims that Melissa and Jen engaged in are things that feels a whole lot like revenge against The Rock for leaving. Echo said, I don't even know how one sues America. I know, right? This is wild. This person's wild. And then they repeat some of the names again, but they type it differently. So why repeat? Okay, this person's gone off the deep end. why are you going to rewrite it in a different font? This person rewrote their list in a different font. What is happening? This is too wild. This is too wild. What in the who took this seriously? Sonny said, LMAO, this lawsuit is diabolical. I'm suspicious of the pages that posted about this, like it's serious. Kenny said, I want to sue the United States of America too. Oh my word. Hidden Iron said, not convinced. Here's the list in a different font. Echo said, USPS, Wendy's, McDonald's. Echo said, it reminds me of what they did to Melissa. Yeah, this is wild. This is some wild, wild stuff. Gloria said, I can't believe they thought they'd win. LOL, no way some lawyer took this seriously. Oh my word. I cannot stop laughing. This is ridiculous. Medicaid? They wanted to sue Medicaid? What in the what? The NFL? The NBA? The NCAA? What? Oh my word, this person's funny. This person's funny. Jimmy Carter? What? LA Fitness? Is this page all? This is 48 pages. It's just a list of, okay. Oh my word. Defendant list continue. Girl, how many times that you gotta write the same people? This is really legitimately the same list again. Like, what? Why are you doing this? It's the same list. Is this just a repetition of every person that they were suing over and over again? Who takes this seriously? Nobody. Oh, okay. We finally got to it. Echo said, I realized that Oxygen is probably a company, but them suing Oxygen honestly wouldn't be surprising either. After how many random things they put. Everybody's trying to clarify that Oxygen is a network and a cable TV station, but Echo's still right. Echo's still coming with facts. Oh my word! Kenny said she's not punching air; she's suing it. Kenny said, "How many subpoenas do you send out in a lawsuit like that?" I mean, this person might have beaten Lively in all this. Gloria said, "Did she add God and his angels?" Sudi said, "I wish she would have explained what each of these companies did to her." I mean, she wanted to sue the United States of America. This is the most nonsensical thing I've ever seen in my life. What is this? If her filings was just against a certain group of folks that she felt like did this, people would take it more seriously. But how are you going to expect people to take it seriously when you're suing everybody? The thing is, what she's saying is very sad to me if there's any truth to it. But a part of me is like, what does that have to do with the lawsuit you did? I feel so sad reading this because I think she's telling the truth about the stories of what happened to her, but that does not make any sense. How you're gonna sue the United States of America? But anyways, it. I mean, I'm. My heart is breaking for her, though. This does sound very sad. The thing is, I wish she didn't try to sue everybody, but I do think she's probably telling the truth on her story. I mean, I guess the good thing is she provided dates. Those dates can be fact checked. You know what I mean? She gave more dates than Lively did, that's for sure. My word, do I wanna read the rest of this? I mean, I guess I came in here trying to understand how in the world Dwayne the Dwayne The Rock Johnson is part of this, and I don't see anything about Dwayne The Rocks. Echo said it's more sad the more I understand how mentally unstable she probably was. Abuse can do that. It doesn't make it right, but it does make it sad. Like, I really am sad for her. I think she has date upon dates. You know, she's like, fact check me in essence. But where does Dwayne The Rock Johnson come up in this whole thing? Aside from being listed in the like hundreds of names, there's 48 pages. And I still don't know how Dwayne The Rock Johnson was supposed to be anywhere in this case. That's why I find it very suspicious that he leaves Jonesworks and suddenly that kind of hit job of a story shows up. Like, that's weird. Especially when he's like one in a bazillion people getting sued. Why is there only a story on him? Dwayne The Rock Johnson was never even brought up. Like at all. In the actual body of things. Nobody else was. So why did she do that? Why did she make it hard on herself by everybody and her dog? I mean, especially since the story she shared was already heartbreaking by itself. Sometimes that's the thing that like harms people when they make it bigger than the moment. Like, I think her stuff could have been taken seriously had she not extended it so far from the actual people. It's so wild. This lawsuit was October 2022. Nothing was even happening with this case in April 2023. Nothing. Nothing happened with this case until June of 2023. There was like something in March, not close to April though, and then June is when they had another movement on this. So for it to come out specifically in April 2023, and Stephanie Jones wants us to think that's not suspicious, and it's so close to the things that she alleges that Wayfarer and them did. I don't know. It's weird. Kiara said, yeah, that was a hit piece, in my opinion, from SJ because she was pissed he left and they tried to find anything on him. Well, the thing is, Stephanie Jones would have known about this lawsuit and would have been the one that would have like suppressed the media on it. And also, the thing was wild. The lawsuit in itself was wild. I can't help but be suspicious of Stephanie Jones. And it also makes me suspicious about whether or not these tactics of trying to like put out smears really was like a Jen Abel, Melissa Nathan thing. If Because I feel like it came from Stephanie Jones. Like, I really do. Allegedly. Like, I feel like she is that vindictive.